Outer Banks this week presents The Other Side of Fishing with Captain Marty Brill, a time when the captain shares his deepest thoughts, gives fishing advice, and entertains guests. So here he is, Captain Marty.
All right, we're back with Captain Marty and The Other Side of Fishing. I don't know, should we call this like the Christmas edition because it's in December, or should we just call it, what do you reckon we ought to call this edition, Marty?
The Shop to You Drop edition, because we are going to talk about some Christmas gifts and things today.
Okay.
But yeah, and we're gonna do a little vacationing ourselves. We're going to call Costa Rica today.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to talk to Captain Mike Merritt and talk about how these guys get these beautiful Carolina boats to the Pacific Ocean through the Panama Canal. And they don't do it on their own bottom. They load them on board ships. And when I see those ships, let's say, for example, a ship with 6 Spencers, 6 Baylesses up there all at the same time, I'm like, what happens if you get in a big sea or what? But they do it for a living.
That's true.
I'm sure they got insurance, but that's what they do. They take these boats and put them on the back of piggyback, and the ships. You'll hear how that's done when we talk to Captain Mike Merritt.
All right. Well, we can't go too much further into this, Marty, without mentioning our wonderful sponsors, because the Captain Marty Other Side of Fishing, all brought to you by Red Drum Tackle.
And we'll be talking to them about a great Christmas gift idea. You don't want to miss that.
Yes, indeed. Red Drum Tackle, the closest tackle shop to the point. Daily fishing reports. They post a lot of stuff on their social media pages. Great Christmas gifts that you could get down at Red Drum Tackle. I mean, even if you're not 100% sure, let's say you're somebody that doesn't fish themselves and you're like, I don't know what to buy them. You could go get them a gift certificate, and that could be what you give to that individual. I mean, a lot of times that's better than, the gift itself, because they can actually go and customize whatever they want.
Yes.
And get whatever. They get their own little grab bag of stuff, know, whether it be rods, reels, lures. Mm-hmm. They also got some really nice gear. You're rocking, some of the headgear today for Red Drum Tackle. So wonderful place, wonderful people down there in Buxton. Right across from the road that takes you to Cape Point.
Right. Probably the finest surf fishing spot in the world.
Absolutely. And of course, power in this Captain Marty vessel. We got a couple individuals there that are bringing this all to life. We got to give a good shout out right now to Juan Cheese Marina. Of course, we were there last month, had a great time talking with those captains down there. We sat down in the Juan Cheese Marina in the Landing Grill. We sat right in there in the restaurant area, talked with those folks, and had a great time just hanging out down there. Very hospitable place. And Miss Brenda said we could come back anytime we wanted to.
Right. And don't forget, they're branched out into the Feed House restaurant, which was Martell's Feed House over in Englehart. And Brenda's got a lot of involvement with that. You can already see her trademark things going on over there.
Oh, my
I'll
Lord.
be probably eating there on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. See, and that's the thing. It's a great place for that Sunday after church lunch.
You need to get back over there. We've been missing you.
I'm due a trip, Cap. It's been a little while. You're absolutely right about that. We're going to see if we can make that happen in the near future. But again, Juan Cheese Marina online at juancheesemarina.com. And of course, there's also Radcliffe Marine, which when we did that Bellhaven segment, man, we had a good time out there hanging out with Shane. Yeah. He came over to A&W Sales and House Mercantile and hung out with us. And new owner of Radcliffe Marine, but still the same service. Nothing's changing. It's just a different owner. He worked there for years. He's been there forever. Shane has.
Just the other day, we talk a lot. One of our guides that gives us information is Gray Davis from Hyde Guides.
Right.
He just bought a brand new motor from Radcliffe Marine. And, when those caliber customers go to a place like that,
yes,
there's a reason why the working people shop there.
And that's a notable business. It's a highly revered business. It's notable throughout the communities of people that have boats and servicing their engines. And it's the largest repower center in all of Northeast North Carolina.
It is, and it's so funny because the other day coming back from Doctor in New Bern, we had to eat. It was a Monday. All the restaurants were closed. We did the old Hardee's Superstar #2. And as I dined on that good hamburger right across the street, Radcliffe Marine.
Radcliffe Marine. Again, you can find Radcliffe Marine online at radcliffemarine.com and on their social media as well. Well, Cap, here we are, December. Okay, the month of December is among us. Christmas is not far from now. And I'll tell you, I don't know about you, But this has probably been like the fastest year of my life. And I say that like not joking. This year has flown, and Mama always said that as you get older, years go by faster. Yeah. And dag, if she weren't lying.
You know why that is? Because the years are a smaller portion of your life the older you get. They're a smaller percentage of your life. When you're 5 years old, every year is 20% of your life.
I guess that's right.
When you're however old you are. The years
41, Marty.
And they do go by quicker. Yeah, they sure do.
Well, and it doesn't help that I find ways to fulfill my time on a daily basis. I'm one place or the next. But, I was just thinking about, I actually had a conversation back on the fishing side of things with a gentleman who lives in Stumpy Point. I think they just moved there in the last couple of years. His name is Tank. I don't know what his real name is, but they call him Tank. And he's got a son the same age of mine. And he's my little one, that is. And we were waiting to pick him up from school the other day, and we got to talking, and he'd gone fishing, and we were talking about the fact that I guess some bluefin have finally made an appearance. And he was telling me that. I said, well, let me make sure I text Marty this. So I texted you right then and there.
You want to hear a good story about that?
Let's hear a story.
So the bluefin season we've been talking about on my fishing reports about January is when it's going to really kick off for the big bluefins. But then last week we had a good bite down off Morehead City, which is not that far below us, and a really good bite off Rudy Inlet above us. And I thought, well, why aren't we getting any here? Well, lo and behold, I was talking to Jack Graham, who's on a airplane today on his way to Iowa with his dad to go deer hunting. But Jack said he went down to the beach just to look at the surf a couple days ago, or in the area around the Wright Brothers Monument. When he was down there, he saw a bunch of birds diving and picking in the water. And he thought, bluefins north of us, bluefin south of us, and bluefin tuna are the ones that will come all the way to the beach. Not yellowfins, not blackfins, big eyes, but bluefins. They don't mind the cold green water. So the next day, he had just had his engine rebuilt in his boat. He needed to do a test ride. So he told his mate, they wanted to run the engine a little bit. He said, let's cruise at the beach and see if we can find those birds. That could be bluefin tuna. So they rode all the way up there along with two other boats. And when they got up there around the monument, not a bird anywhere. So he said, well, what the heck? Let's put out our lures and we'll fish north a little bit further. And he said they put the lines on, they hadn't gone 5 minutes, and they hit a 300-pound bluefin tuna.
Holy smokes.
Close enough to the beach where you could just about cast into the beach.
No kidding.
And all three of the four boats that went up there caught these big bluefin tunas. Unfortunately, the quota, it's all done by federal quota, was met that same day. So they closed the season. So they got in one day. That season will start from scratch on January 1st. And so we will be back into more of a traditional season at that point.
Well, here we go again, Cap. It sounds to me like we might be in for another one of those bluefin seasons like we had last year. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx anything. I'm going to knock on wood real quick, okay? But I feel as if back last winter, you had said a few times in your reports, this is insane, especially the ones that were catching them off the end of Jeanette's.
Yeah.
And the ones that were going out in kayaks.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, in my 41 years of being around this beach, have not heard of such activity. Now, this is where you correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not that I'm old, but I'm not
very,
that old.
Very unheard of, but not impossible. I do know of one that was caught back in the early 80s, right off the beach just north of Jeanette's Pier. But the thing about that is the bluefins, even though they'll come along the beach, they'll also be out in the Gulf Stream 40 miles offshore.
Right.
And they could be schooling bluefins. They've been catching some of them already that are 6 to 8 pounds. They're letting them go because they're way undersized.
Right.
But at different times, they catch them up to 800 pounds a piece. Whew. So all that, if you're going to book, if this is on your bucket list, and you're going to book a trip, you need to understand that the average charter boat is only allowed to keep one of those big ones a year. Now, you can catch them and let them go. But if you need to understand your captain is putting a little bind there because who does he let have the big one? Is it some regular group of his that fishes 2 or 3 times a summer, comes back in the winter? Or it's just kind of a day-by-day decision to be made. We do have groups from all over the world that show up here, and some of them book 20 and 30 days with Ned Ashby or Greg Mayer or different boats, and they will go out there. These people are from Japan, from South Africa, a lot of different places. And they come, most of them are booked to a tackle shop up in the Bronx in New York for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they will come down here and they'll catch a lot of them on spinning tackle, but it ain't your mama's spinning tackle. It's very expensive, very high dollar. And a lot of times they're doing it stand up tackle, not even sitting in a fighting chair.
Really?
So it's really something to see.
So you talk about Japan and South Africa. There's some of your major, like what could you call it, major sushi markets?
Well, that's all recreational. These are all, but those areas there is some world-class bluefin tuna fishing over on that side of the Atlantic as far as South Africa goes.
Right.
But yeah, of course, Japan is one of our major sushi markets. That all has changed too. A lot of unless I'm mistaken, a lot of our bluefins, it used to be they would put one have it in Japan by the following day. Leave Wanchis at night in Japan. It goes up, put on a plane in Philadelphia, and off it goes. But now I understand most all of the bluefin is going to local. It's Philadelphia, New York, Chicago, places like that. It's more of a domestic market.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I just, I know that a lot of times just from watching some of the programming that comes on television, watching how they check the grades and everything like that. They cut a chunk out of the tail. Mm-hmm. They get I guess I call it a core sample.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
And grade the meat by looking at it. And, a very sophisticated eye.
Mm-hmm.
They can spot any sort of, I guess, impurities in the meat and then be able to grade it for dollar amount at that point. I mean, and that's all comes down to in a lot of ways after they catch it. They got to dress it right there on the boat and ice it.
Yeah.
And how fast they get that type of stuff done really can determine the price.
They remove the spinal cord.
Yep.
There's different things like that they do. But the Japanese market, the ones that do make it over there, and they come from all over the world, the price, so they don't really dress it. They gut it and degill it and cut the front of the head off.
Okay.
They run a steel rod through the spinal column, which pushes the central nervous system out, so that the fish doesn't cook itself. And sometimes they even drag them behind the boat to let them cool off,
right,
while they're, expiring.
Yep. Uh-huh.
It's a real big deal, but all of that can make the price fluctuate. It is not uncommon for a fish to make it to the market in Japan and be worth $25,000 to $50,000 for one fish.
Right. Yeah.
So unbelievable.
It definitely
I ain't paying
is.
$50,000. I'd rather buy a couple acres of land with some deer on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I can eat venison all the rest of my life.
There you go. Well, Marty, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I think we're gonna try to make one of our phone calls. Who do we want to call first?
Let's try Costa Rica. Let's see if we can catch Uncle Bubble, Mike Merritt, Captain Mike Merritt. And he's down there on the On Time, brand new Spencer boat. And we'll see what we can find out.
All right. Well, quick break. When we come back, we're going to give him a call.
Teach's Lair Marina in Hatteras Village is the closest spot on the Outer Banks to the Gulf Stream. Just inside Hatteras Inlet, Teach's Lair is fully loaded with bait, tackle, ice, snacks, and drinks for your fun-filled day out on the water. Want to get rigged up to catch the big one? Lee and the gang in the tackle shop can outfit you to catch whatever is eager to get hooked. To see the marina, the tackle shop, or to book a charter, go online to teacheslair.com. Teach's Lair Marina in Hatteras Village. Your fishing venture awaits.
Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real.
Hey y'all, Captain Marty here to tell you that when my friends are in the market for a new boat engine, repair, or repower, I send them to the best in the business, and that's at Ratcliffe Marine in Belhaven. Ratcliffe Marine is your official Honda outboard dealer. Honda motors are designed to get you on the water fast and get you back to the dock safely and quickly. Ratcliffe Marine is best known as the largest repower center in North Carolina. So when you're in the market for a new motor or you need your Honda service, go to Ratcliffe Marine, 865 Highway 264, Belhaven.
All right, Marty, here we are with the other side of fishing with Captain Marty. And Cap, you got somebody on the line right now from down in Costa Rica. Wow, the international stuff we got going on the show today.
Yes, we do. It's more over in Costa Rica because they're all the way over in the Pacific Ocean.
True.
Pretty neat. But this is Captain Mike Merritt, and Mike runs the brand new 60-foot Spencer, the On Time. Hello, Uncle Bubble. How you doing?
Doing good, Mark. Doing good. Wish you were here.
Well, we want to talk a little bit about how you got there and how your boat got there. First of all, tell us where exactly that you are.
We're in Cape, Costa Rica, at a marina called Marina Pez Vela. Pez Vela means sailfish.
Okay, so you're on the Pacific side. How did you get your boat there? Would you mind sharing with our listeners exactly how that works?
I don't mind a bit in the world. There's a company, and they have big ships with cranes on them. And this year, they had enough boats to come to Morehead City that we pulled our boats in on a certain day when they got there. I was the second boat to get on. You pull your boat up to the side of this ship, and the big crane comes down, divers go in the water, and they put the straps around your boat like you would if you were hauling out at John Bayless's with the travel lift. And after they get everything secure, they haul the boat up, they swing it around, and they set it in a cradle. They push the steel cradle up against the boat, and welders tack weld it down to the deck. And after they loaded the boat there, they went to Palm Beach, and they loaded a few more boats, and then they left and went down across the Caribbean, went through Panama Canal. They stopped at Golfito, Costa Rica. He flew down on an airplane with a bunch of guys, and when they got there, they started unloading boats. They unloaded my boat on Monday a week ago, and after we got her in the water and we turned everything on, we left Golfito and we ran 125 miles up the coastline, which I have to tell you, this country is absolutely unbelievably gorgeous, beautiful mountains, just beautiful. Anyway, we ran off here and got here that afternoon, tied the boat up, and we have yet to go fishing because the owner's not come in yet. We had a lot of work to do anyway. So here I am sitting here in this little restaurant up here, looking down at the marina, looking at my boat sitting down there, and we're ready to rock and roll when Mr. Jones comes in tomorrow evening.
Well, Mike, tell our listeners what a good day of fishing looks like, fishing where you're at. I mean, I know there's striped marlin, but what all can you catch? And, don't they really run some big numbers up?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, right now the fishing is slow. And yesterday, a boat had 3 blue ones, a couple sails, and a striped marlin. But when you get into January and February and March, there's days that you'll get somewhere between 30 to 40 to 50 bites from various billfish, sailfish, blue marlin, black marlin, and striped marlin.
So what about a striped marlin? Our listeners don't know much about them. Tell us about a striped marlin.
Or a black one.
Or a black marlin. They're a little different for us. So tell us tell us about them.
Well, the best I can tell you, I mean, I fished in Bag Bay, where the striped marlin are very prolific right now. I didn't fish Bag Bay. Actually, ran out of the marina there and fished on the potato banks. But it's a phenomenal fish, very beautiful, 100, 125, 130 pounds, real colorful, and some of the best eating fish I ever put in my mouth.
Really?
I've been hearing that from the boys in Hawaii for a long time, and we had a fish come up tail wrapped, and he was dead, and I took the opportunity. We pulled that thing in the boat, and we cleaned it, and when we got in that evening, we took it to a little restaurant right there in Cabo, and it was some of the best fish that I had ever put in my mouth in all my life.
And that was a striped marlin?
That was a striped marlin.
Wow. That's
really neat animal. Really, very, very strong fighter. Very strong.
Tell us, Mike, tell us a little bit about some of the other people from the Outer Banks that are down there. Just a few, the people that are where you're at and a little bit further up at Los Sueños. But who are some of our locals that you've seen over there?
I think you asked me about some local people.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, Mart, I've been walking around, and since I've been here, I've been approached 4 or 5 times by guys who remember me in Venezuela back when we used to do them on Saturday morning in Venezuela. And I swear that you talk about something that uplifts your heart. I mean, I'd be walking along and somebody say, Tio Burbuja, which means bubble. And it would be one of those Venezuelan boys, which is really cool. I walked up here a while ago to the little restaurant up here, and this guy heard me pour him a drink, and he said, Uncle Bubble? You never guessed who it was. It was Mike Everly.
Wow.
Big Mike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Who else?
A handful of other guys here. Yeah.
So I know John Bayless will be down in that neighborhood, and then Joey Belton. There's a lot of our Pirates Cove, Oregon Inlet, and Outer Banks and Morehead City. A lot of locals over there fishing for the winter, right?
Oh, yeah. Joey and Chris Cubic and some of the other guys are up at Los Sueños, which is up the coast from where we are. Here, we got Andy Moyes, the lure maker, that is also my partner in the flatline clips. And there's a handful of other guys here, that we all know from back home.
Well, I got a question for you, Mr. Merritt. Have you ever gone swimming down there with the sailfish?
Repeat that question. I got a little broke up.
Okay, so my father, Mitchell Bateman, went down to Costa Rica one time, and he had the opportunity to go swim with the sailfish. They would pull up to a bait ball, and he jumped overboard and swam with the sailfish. Have you done that?
No, we have not. No. Are you sure it was there, or was it? I think Mitchell might have gone to Isla.
It might have been. You know what? Now that you say Isla, yeah, that sounds more like it, actually.
So Bubblegum, what is your fishing day like? Like, what time do you set out in the morning? Is it hardcore Oregon Inlet style, or is it a little bit more relaxed?
Oh, hell no, Marty. We leave here about 7:30. We run out there about 25, 30 miles. And when the fishing gets good, you see the birds. You see porpoises jumping around here, you better go to them because there's going to be a blue marlin or two around them.
So in the ocean, a little bit calmer over there, more or less. Is that true?
My God, you could fish in a 21-foot center console out here. But
okay.
It ain't nothing. If they get a white cap here, they think they've got into a damn hard northeaster or something.
All right.
Well, it's beautiful. I'm sitting here at the bar at this place looking over there at the Pacific Ocean, and they ain't even a damn white cap to be seen.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Well,
it's beautiful.
Marty, tell him what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel, if you want to feel even a little bit better, we're looking at a 25 knot northwest wind, rain, cold. Manio Christmas canceled tonight. Know, so enjoy it where you're at.
I'm sorry. Tell me that last question.
Just enjoy. I'm just telling you to enjoy the nice weather because it's not very nice here.
I know. I talked to my darling this morning. I talked to her about 3 or 4 or 5 times every day. I know. Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, I know. And if you need me to, I can run by there and feed the cat. So just let me know.
I sure will, Mark. Yeah, I will. I don't know if you want to deal with them 3 chocolate labs.
Mike has 4 Labrador retrievers. All right, Uncle Bubba, we'll let you get back to whatever you weren't doing. And thanks for taking a minute to talk to us from Costa Rica. I wish I was with you.
All right, buddy. Think about me on the 22nd of the month now because I'm going to be getting another year older.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You ain't slowed down yet. And we're looking forward to keeping in touch with you all through the winter. So have a great one, Uncle Bubble.
Buddy, I love you, Mark.
I love you too. See you later.
Bye, buddy. See you.
Well, Marty, Costa Rica, Christmas in Costa Rica.
So, you ready for your trivia question?
That almost sounds like a good country Christmas song. Yeah, what you got, Cap?
I'm going to get you good on this one.
Okay.
Me and you are going to Costa Rica, okay?
Okay.
So, we're going by boat ourselves.
Right.
We go through the Panama Canal.
Okay.
We're headed to the Pacific.
Right.
When we come out on the far side of the Panama Canal, on the Pacific end of it, and we want to go to Costa Rica, do we turn left or turn right?
You are going to turn right.
Very good, Justin.
Oh, wow.
Was that a lucky guess?
No, I mean, I had an idea. I'm not a geography major.
I had it the other way around. I always thought it would be turn left, but no, you turn right and you get to where he's at. It's not all that far. And then you heard him mention Los Sueños, where a lot of Outer Banks people go to vacation now. That's further up. Right. And then above that is, I think it's Mag Bay, Cabo. Then you're getting up into Mexico. And that's, my little brother was just out there surfing at Cabo.
Okay.
And while he was there, the Bisbee's tournament was going on, which is a big billfish tournament, one of the biggest in the world. So he would surf, and my brother's a former captain and mate too, so he loved it. He could surf all day and hang around the docks in the evenings. Look at all the Carolina boats are so well represented over there. It's amazing, That's where they're at.
It really is, and I mean that's speaking. I had my places mixed up. Isla Harris and down towards the Los Sueños and everything like that. It's two totally different areas.
But they're both up.
They're both up,
above the Panama Canal. And then, to put this in comparison, when I came through the fishing fleet, I got to travel a little bit when I was a mate and as a captain. And we went, I remember getting on a boat that was Sam Stokes and got to go to the Bahamas. That was exotic. And it was a big deal to go to the Bahamas. Yeah. 45 miles from Palm Beach. Then for years, they went to, Mike just mentioned going to Venezuela. And then your dad went to Mexico, but that's all on the Caribbean side, the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. All that. So they did that. And then they started leapfrogging over to the Pacific side, and now they're all over the place over there. On a good day, like when they're up there at Mag Bay, one of the things they do is they go out and spend the night. They'll spend 2 or 3 days. And sometimes they use live bait, but it's nothing to get 100 billfish bites in a day.
See, I remember reading about that. So, Marty, when I was growing up fishing and stuff like that, I would often. My dad had a subscription to Sport Fishing magazine. Mm-hmm. Okay. And there was always a section in every monthly magazine that was called International Hotspots. Mm-hmm. And I would flip to that section just to see what was biting where. And there was always, there was a couple things I'd always notice. There was always a little sticker on top of North Carolina, on top of our area, and it always said mixed bag. Okay.
That's a well put. Yeah.
Yeah. But then there would always be a sticker.
Was that talking about the fish or the captains?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. But then there was always one over on that West Coast around the Costa Rica, Panama area, and it would say black marlin. Yeah. And I would look that up, and it was like, these black marlin are massive. And I always wanted to go and get hooked up to one.
All right. So now over there, they do catch black marlin, but the striped marlin, which is much smaller, is the big deal. So here's trivia question number 2.
Okay.
What is the difference? What's one characteristic that's different, really different, between a black marlin and a blue marlin? Other than, you could say the color, but they both are pretty similar in color.
Yeah.
What's
other
the
than color and size?
Yeah. What's the one thing that's markedly different about them?
Gosh. I want to say fin. Am I on the right track?
Yeah, you are.
Help me out a little bit.
A blue marlin, when it jumps, and it can fold all of its fins in. It can put its dorsal fin like a sailfish. It can put it all the way down. Right. It folds into a groove on its body. Its pectoral fins can fold into grooves on its body. All the fins have a groove plot. They can be more. A black marlin, all its fins are rigid all the time. Its pectoral fins are stuck in the out position. His dorsal is always up.
Straight up.
So that's the difference. That's one difference.
See, I didn't know if it was, so I didn't know if it was something, because I'm trying to like look at both of them in my mind, and I'm like, they look really similar. Like, I don't know where we're going with this, but okay, there you go.
And the black marlin, as I think I'm correct in saying this, is a Pacific fish.
Yes.
And they're the biggest. Down off Australia, granders are caught quite often. As far as the blue marlin, we do catch granders. In fact, more granders have been caught off the coast of North Carolina than anywhere else in the world for Atlantic blue marlin.
Yeah.
So but nowhere near the numbers that they catch them in Australia.
Let me ask you this, Cap. You hear of Atlantic blue marlin, Pacific blue marlin.
Yeah. That's I'm getting above my pay grade now, but there is. I believe that is correct.
Yeah,
but you do not hear of an Atlantic black marlin.
No.
That I'm aware of.
No, and you don't hear, there's Pacific sails. Mm-hmm. I hear about Pacific sailfish from time to time, but not like Pacific, Atlantic sails. I don't know if I've ever heard, have you ever heard of a Pacific white?
No.
Okay.
That's a good question. I have not. So some things are native to particular oceans, for sure.
Well, all right, well, quick break, Marty. When we come back, we'll see about making some more phone calls, do a little bit more chitter chatter. We'll see what comes up right here with the other side of fishing with Captain Marty.
Frisco Woods Campground, a family-owned gem for over 50 years, offers a perfect getaway on Hatteras Island. Whether you prefer tent camping, electric water sites, RV spots, or primitive camping cabins, there's something for everyone. Guests enjoy free hot showers, a refreshing pool, and breathtaking sunsets over the Pamlico Sound. Nestled in nature, yet close to local attractions, Frisco Woods Campground provides a peaceful retreat with modern comforts, making it an ideal destination for outdoor enthusiasts and families alike. Book online at the Frisco Woods Campground.com. Frisco Woods Campground, 50 years of memory making on Hatteras Island.
At the south end of Roanoke Island, a quiet little village, lies a marina known for having one of the finest fishing fleets on the Outer Banks. Whether it be an offshore excursion, a nearshore charter, or headboat fishing, Wanchese Marina is where to go. Wanchese Marina is a full-service marina, complete with a fueling dock, bait, tackle, ice, and the landing grill restaurant. All of this is just a few minutes from some of the finest fishing spots around. Book online at wanchesemarina.com. Wanchese Marina, 4457 Mill Landing Road, Wanchese.
When it comes to general maintenance or major modifications on your diesel vehicle, look no further than Wanchese Off-Road Diesel Performance in Kill Devil Hills. Master mechanic Ryan Walker developed the plan for having his own auto shop over 20 years ago, and today he owns the premium diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks. To have him and his crew take a look under your hood, give him a call today at 252-715-0025 or find him on social media. Wanchese Off-Road Diesel Performance, the diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks.
All right, we're back with the other side of fishing with Captain Marty. And Marty, hey, phone call after phone call today. We have someone else on the phone, someone that really doesn't need much of an introduction. He's been on the show with us a few times, one time in particular when we actually went to his location. Who's on the phone with us, Cap?
Well, the location is the famous Red Drum Tackle Shop in Buxton, right across from Cape Point. And on the phone is Red Drum Tackle. I'm wearing their hat,
yes,
as you can see, my favorite hat. And we got Bobby Eakes, son of the founder, Bobby Eakes, my old roommate many, many years ago. But anyway, hey, Bobby, how you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're getting near the Christmas holiday, and someone asked the other day, a lady wanted to buy something for her husband who's an avid fisherman. What's a Christmas present, she said, that they'll never forget? And I said, a custom rod is the way to go. So now I know that you're one of the premier rod builders there at Red Drum on the Outer Banks, and I know you're not going to get a custom rod in your hands on short notice. But isn't there a way you can do that with a gift certificate? In other words, pick out everything you want and do it that way. Is that how you can do it?
Yes, sir. So we kind of do we go through like the process of picking out colors or whatever you want to do to the specific rods. Mm-hmm. Mainly, we do a lot of gift certificates this time of the year so that, let's say it's a wife getting a present for the husband. She gets him a $200 gift certificate. He can put that towards a rod. So he orders it, let's say now in Christmas, he might get it February, March time, going into that springtime when the fishing starts to pick up again. And it kind of, we do all different types of fishing rods, whether depending on being like small bass rods, trout rods, the drum heavers, all the way up to the big offshore stuff that people like to do.
So, in other words, the advantage to doing it that way is, in this case, the example we're using, the husband can have some input on exactly what he wants, color scheme, all that, right? Isn't that a good way of doing it? He can be part of the planning.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, he can pick out whether it be he wants purple, neon orange on his rod, if he wants black guides or silver guides, whatever. If he wants a specific reel seat length, if he wants cork, what we do almost anything and everything with customers. And you can put
their name on it too, can't you?
Correct. Yes, sir. We do write names, we write sayings, whatever they really want.
Wow.
So if I wanted to get Chief Wanchis on my rod, it can be done.
It can be done, yes, sir.
All right, that's
all right. So you know what I think about it. There's so much speckled trout fishing that goes on in our area, back in the sound behind you and behind us up here on the northern Outer Banks. But that's a really popular rod that you build, I guess, right? A speckled trout rod.
Yeah, we especially going into let's say January time, we start to pick up with building more speckled trout rods for these gentlemen that are either fishing, let's say, across the sound, up in the rivers and stuff where they're speckled trout, puppy drum fishing, or even we do a lot of our trout fishing in the ocean in the wintertime that a lot of people actually don't know about. Mm-hmm. These speckled trout move out there and we'll catch nice sized speckled trout, gray trout, puppy drum. It's really fun.
Now, but I have to, with you being at Cape Point and y'all being a Red Drum, the name on your store is Red Drum. The heaver is probably one of your more popular choices. Would I be correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's probably 2 out of 3 times what people would choose.
So is that, knowing nothing about big drum fishing, is that a 1-piece, 2-piece, or 3-piece rod?
So we actually have a couple different variants of it. It's either a 2-piece or a 3-piece.
Okay. All right.
Range with length. Usually we have our own personal green rod, which is only exclusively made for our shop, which they have lifetime warranties on the blank. And it's a really cool rod. We have them where we can build them. There's a factory option, which is a little cheaper. And then there's the custom option, which is just like we were talking about, where it's colors, grips, whatever, anything and everything. And they're 13 feet, 3 inches.
I was just getting ready to ask you how long they were. So, you just gave me another idea. So if you get the gift certificate for a custom built rod, which that's going to be the Christmas present of the year for an avid fisherman, but you could also sell them the reel. They probably could get the reel before Christmas, couldn't they? If they wanted to do a matching set, give them the reel and the gift certificate.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do a lot of that. We ship out a lot of stuff, whether it's husband wanting to order a fishing reel before Christmas so that he can get ready and get geared up for springtime drum fishing. We build a lot of cobia rods this time of the year so that some of these charter fishermen that are getting ready, geared up, they'll be ready to hit the roll running when we start drum fishing and cobia fishing off the boats, whatever and everything.
Okay, so if folks want to give us some contact information, I'm not sure of your store hours, so let's start with that. But how someone that's listening might want to know, how do I put the wheels in motion?
So there's 2 of us that build rods at the shop. If you just give us a call, we're open. We're about to switch over to our winter hours. That will be 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. And our phone number is 252-995-5414.
And of course, you got. How about online? Can they find you? Do you have a website?
We do a little bit with our website. We mainly do a lot of Facebook.
Okay, that's right, because that's where I find all your fishing reports every day. All right.
They're
Bobby.
on social media. Well, I got one more question for you, Mr. Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's certain guarantees that go along with things, and I think about like shoes, for example. I've seen in the past where shoes have said guaranteed to run faster and jump higher. Well, are your custom rods guaranteed to cast farther and be a lot more efficient when it comes to any sort of maintenance and repairs? Is there any guarantees to go along with that?
I don't know about as much as if you're saying it may catch fish more, but I know it definitely catches fishermen more.
Yeah. Okay. There's a man that's been raised in the business right there.
Yes.
Hey, we can't let you go without asking. Can you give us a quick update on the surf fishing down that way? Is there any drum bites still being had?
There's still occasionally, let's say, anywhere from 1 to 5 big drum being caught each night. It seems like.
Okay.
I don't really think there's that many people down here, so the numbers you're not seeing. But our sea mullet fishing has been off the hook. I've heard of some triple-digit days for some groups of fishermen where they'll be coming in. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, we caught 60 this morning," and then they come back in the evening. They caught another 30 between 4 guys.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty good with that. Our black drum fishing has started to pick up a little more. It's been actually pretty good. Some people saying it's slow, but I think they're just in the wrong places.
You know, the sea mullet is really, really good eating. We had a contest years ago when I was in radio. And to get a vote, you had to own a tackle shop or a commercial boat. You had to be a stakeholder,
right? Okay.
Somehow in fishing. Yeah. And we asked people what was we'll test Bobby on this. Well, I've already given away one answer. We asked people what was the most overrated fish that we catch inshore, and what was the most underrated. I'll just go ahead and tell you the answer. The flounder was considered to be the most overrated fish. Not that there's anything wrong with the flounder, but the most underrated, the one that didn't get the credit it deserved, was the sea mullet. And I finally got to eat some of them in there. They're really good, aren't they, Bobby?
Yeah, sea mullet's probably one of my top 10 favorite fish to eat.
You have a top 10? You get to eat a lot of fish.
I'm pretty picky on my fish.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Well, see, to me, all fish taste the same. So,
that's a joke. Don't listen to him. But all right, Bobby. Well, Red Drum Tackle, longtime sponsor. We've been friends with the family for a long time. Right there in Buxton, right across from Cape Point. Go by and see them. Give them a call. And you want to really knock somebody out at Christmas, hand them that gift certificate for a custom built rod. It's the gift that definitely keeps on giving. Thank you, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a good day. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Y'all too now.
See ya. Bye. Well, there you go, Cap. That was pretty good as far as getting some gift ideas. And I mean, they also have your Red Drum apparel and headwear like what you have on right now. And I'll be honest, I'm very picky about my hats. Like people like those Richardson hats and like the Richardson 112 hats or whatever the case may be. Make a long story short, I myself, they have a different style there. It's a different brand, I guess we'll call it, that fits my head a lot better. And one of my favorite hats is one from Red Drum Tackle, and I wear it on a regular basis. And I think I wore it to the Pirates Cove Billfish tournament, or it was either the Billfish tournament or the Boat Builders tournament. Right. And Miss Kara came up, and I was like, see? And she's like, you knew I was coming. I was like, no, I didn't. I said, I wear this hat all the time. So...
there's one thing whichever tackle shop you go to, what you get at places like Red Drum Tackle is local knowledge, and that is invaluable. You can't put a price on it. You might beat slightly the price on a piece of fishing tackle, but you will not get the freshest bait, and you will not get that local knowledge like Bobby's telling you. And people have a lot of loyalty. And if you think you're going to save a few bucks by going to a big box store, you're really going backwards.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, quick break, Marty. When we come back, we'll see what other kind of mischief we can get into on the other side of fishing with Captain Marty.
Looking for adventure? Head to Pirates Cove Marina in Mania, where exciting charter fishing meets waterfront vibes. Whether you're a seasoned angler or first-timer, enjoy offshore, nearshore, and inlet trips with expert crews and quality boats. Need fuel? Pirates Cove offers diesel and non-ethanol gas. Need rods, reels, bait, tackle, and marine supplies? Pirates Cove has that too. Visit their ship store for premium sunglasses, exclusive Pirates Cove gear, and unique gifts. After your trip, relax with snacks, cold drinks, and stunning marina views. Book your charter today at fishpiratescove.com or stop by for a day of adventure, shopping, and relaxation. Catch the big one and make unforgettable memories at Pirates Cove Marina in Manio.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we just got off the phone with Bobby and we just talked, Red Drum Tackle just played just a second ago as part of the sponsorships and everything for your show. And I'll tell you what, man, Bobby, he's really wise beyond his years, it feels like, like he feels like an old soul in some way. I don't know how to really describe it, but like very knowledgeable about fishing, the business, the industry and everything like that. So, I mean, it's definitely, like you said, that first class knowledge that you just can't get everywhere, especially like a lot of your big box stores. You can get it right there at Red Drum Tackle.
Well, yeah. And his dad was a lifetime charter and commercial fishing captain as well as owning that tackle shop. And he grew up with it on the back end of a boat, so he comes by it naturally. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Captain, real quick, we're going to wrap up this show, and give me a quick rundown of just a local fishing report that's been going on here in the last, we'll say, since our last show. Okay, and then I want to kind of hear like a year as a whole, like a yearly wrap up, because this is the last show of 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the big news, as Bobby touched on, is that sea mullet bite. That's a whiting or a southern kingfish, or the other names for them. People in Florida would call it a whiting.
Okay.
Really good eating, but they're catching them by the cooler fulls. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to run down the beach this afternoon and catch a. You got to do your due diligence. You got to have the right sea conditions and the right bait, which is where the local tackle shops come in.
Right.
But a good double hook bottom rig with some synthetic fish bites or some fresh shrimp on there, it'd be the opportunity to go out and catch. He mentioned one guy went 60 in the morning, 30 in the evening.
Right.
That's pretty darn good fishing.
It really is.
And I've been hearing about it, and most of that is on, most of it, not all of it, but most of it's down Avon and that neck of the woods. All right, so you got that going on. And then we had this really big king mackerel bite down in Hatteras, live baiting, big kings. And Miss Hatteras had a banner day, filled the dock up. Now, you can remember, they got 40 or 50 people in the boat, too.
That's right.
If each person keeps 3, that's, 120, 130 fish.
Yep.
But really good. Blackfin tuna bite has been good, Hatteras and Oregon Inlet. So all that is winding down now as everybody takes a break a little bit. If you're not going king mackerel fishing, you're probably, just winding down a little bit on a little bottom fishing, snappers, beeliner snappers, sea bass, stuff like that. It's about over. But then we'll reignite with the bluefin tuna season going forward. As far as other fisheries, we had a good year on billfish this year, a big improvement. We had our white marlin came back. Remember how when we were back in the tournament and we were thinking, where did they go? And they showed up.
They sure did.
Just in the nick of time for the Pirates Cove Billfish tournament. So everybody was happy about that. But the single biggest news from 2025 is the speckled trout bite. Remember the Cold Stone event of last winter? And everybody thought, oh, woe is me. We're not going to catch any speckled trout. And from helping me with my fishing reports, it's been a great year on speckled trout fishing.
Yes, it has.
Around Roanoke Island. How many times have we talked about it? Back of Hatteras for the guides back down there. Over Englehart, Swan Quarterway, same thing. So we are very blessed in that regard. It's been a good year.
Well, what sticks out to me, Cap, from this past year of fishing and just kind of doing the different things and doing the show with you and doing some of the different things on site and other places is the 3 blue marlin that were weighed at the Pirates Cove Billfish tournament this past year.
Yep. A 600 pounder and 2 800 pounders on the same day. Never been done before.
See, and that jumps out at me.
Yeah, that was pretty darn exciting, So, they always say elephants eat peanuts, and one of those fish was caught on a little ballyhoo. So really neat. I think we should be pretty darn happy. We had a good drum bite all through the fall, late fall and early winter down Jeanette's Pier. Remember, it was red hot. All the piers. That was what was the good thing. It wasn't just one pier. They were just widespread on all the piers. So all in all, I'd have to say it's been a great year.
Would you give it a gold star year? Or?
Yeah, I would have to say when you add the big marlin, when you add the numbers of white marlin that showed back up, thankfully, and then when you look at the sea mullet bite, the big drum bite, trout bite in the sound, and we're just skimming the surface, really. There's just been, the one thing that let us down was the yellowfin tuna bite. In the fall, we didn't have one. We didn't have a yellowfin tuna bite of any.
No, I guess not.
And that's what a lot of business has been built around. But last year they showed up in January. So maybe that's the deal. Maybe we'll have a January bite.
Maybe so. Well, Cap, I'll tell you, I've personally enjoyed this past year just doing all the reports and the shows and just going on location. And I mean, heck, we've gone back. How many times have we ridden around in vehicles together this year? It's been a lot. We've been in a lot of places together.
I like going with you because I'm not doing the Hardee's Superstar #2 when you come along. We're doing fish hooks or someplace else, So
that's right. Well, Cap, I'm really looking forward to a great 2026. This I got Captain Marty season coming up when I'm out trying to get all your sponsors and all the individuals that invest into the show, which I want to say to all of our sponsors, anyone who has invested into Captain Marty's programming here with the podcast channels and everything like that. Thank you so much for your willingness to be a part of the show and to just give back into what Captain Marty does on a regular basis when it comes to the fishing reports, his stories, which are absolutely phenomenal, and the show. So
we are very fortunate. And we also took on A&W Sales this year.
Yes.
They're great people. If you're ever on Seed Tick Neck Road outside of Belhaven, that little store, you can find a lot of gift items right there.
Absolutely.
So, you can't get out of there without buying something.
We always end up walking out with something in our hands, whether it's an ice cream cone or...
It's like a baby Buc-ee's.
A baby Buc-ee's. Well, Cap, let me be the first to tell you, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I really look forward to what we're going to do in 2026.
And I wish the same to you. You got 2 young boys at home. Nothing's more fun than kids at Christmas.
Absolutely. All right. That's going to do it for the Christmas edition of The Other Side of Fishing with Captain Marty. Again, all brought to you by Red Drum Tackle, online at reddrumtackle.com. Don't forget to check them out on social media. And all powered by Juan Cheese Marina and the Landing Grill, online at juancheesemarina.com. And also powered by Radcliffe Marine in Belhaven and online at radcliffemarine.com. All right, Cap, I'll see you next year.
All right, Justin, thank you very much for everything you do all through the year.
Yes, sir. Proud to do it. Happy to do it.
Thank you for listening to The Other Side of Fishing with Captain Marty Brill, all brought to you by Red Drum Tackle. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app. Just search Captain Marty and share this episode with your favorite fishing friends.